Welcome to the Industrial Talk Podcast with Scott MacKenzie. Scott is a passionate industry professional dedicated to transferring cutting-edge, industry-focused innovations and trends while highlighting the men and women who keep the world moving. So put on your hard hat, grab your work boots, and let's go.
All right, once again, welcome to Industrial Talk. Thank you very much for joining the #1 industrial-related podcast in the universe that celebrates you, industry professionals all around the world. You're bold, brave, you dare greatly, you innovate, you collaborate, you solve problems each and every day. You are committed to making the world a better place. We celebrate you because you're cool. All right, we're broadcasting from Xcelerate 2025, brought to you by those wonderful people at Fluke Reliability. Go out to flukereliability.com. I think it's .com, isn't it? Yeah, find out more. I got Sue-Ann Prentice here. She should know. and then you need to connect with her. Let's get a cracking with the conversation. How was it? Come on. Give me a little post-mortem.
The best yet.
It was good.
Yeah, it's been good.
Why? What changed? Yeah, what changed? Because you always do a great job.
We do, but every year we want to do better.
Yeah, you knock it out of the park.
The energy, did you feel it? Did you feel it this week?
But come on, see, this is the problem I have. The energy.
You have so much energy yourself.
Well, no, you guys have, I don't know, what's in the water. Something's in the water. You guys have something special here at Fluke. Everybody is so, well, kind. It gets sort of like nobody's crabby. Nobody.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
I think, you know what can be better than bringing together our customers? I mean, we had some incredible sponsors and partners here. You've got some of them behind you.
Yeah, looking over my shoulder.
Our people.
Yeah.
I mean, just everyone wanted to come together this week and just figure out, listen to each other, learn from each other. How do we make things better together? And I think that absolute passion, from the moment everyone started coming down every morning around, okay, let's figure this out. What are we doing? How are we making things better together? How are we solving some big problems?
See, this is what I struggle with. I struggle with the fact that I look around, and we were on the lab floor right here, where you're going to hear banging and banging, disregard that. But the level of tools and technology that exists on this floor is cutting edge, right? And it always fascinates me that there's still more that you can cut edge more. You know, there's more that you can gain from it. It's like there's more problems, but you can. That to me, I just
and we did this,
wrap my head
I think
around.
This year we did it better than ever.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think we're at Xcelerate, but Xcelerate is far more than just an event. I think when you look at the different sessions that we have and how we're looking at innovation and to your point,
yes.
just every year it's just getting bigger and better in terms of the different solutions that we're sitting down and figuring out with each other around, okay, how do we go solve some of these tricky problems, and this year the team just with our partners just did an incredible job at bringing it to life.
See, that I always talk about 3 pillars, and the pillars are education, collaboration, and innovation. And every time I come to Xcelerate, I see those 3 elements. But the collaboration is just education. You guys are feeding them from a fire hose. It's happening in a rapid way. But it's that collaboration after, the ones that gather around the cookies and the food and all of that stuff that you guys provide at this event.
That's when the magic's happening.
That's when the magic happens.
I think, again, we try to build more of that in this year.
Yeah.
But you're right. The education, again, we looked and we did more of that.
Yep.
But the collaboration, we, again, did it it was taking place in all the different guises it could. Before the event, during this week, in the side conversations, walking through the reliability lab, breakfast, lunch, in all the conversations, swapping the business cards. Let's catch up next week. Let's follow up on the conversation.
It was interesting that last night at the event, right, the hoedown, the hee-haw, whatever Mike want, you just sort of walk by groups of people and they're just having a good time, but they're also having a good time talking about their successes and they're
picking up on what they heard from somebody else earlier on in the day. Right?
Yes.
Can we finish that conversation?
Yes. Yeah, it's a fascinating thing. Where do you see things going? I mean, it's getting bigger, better, stronger, faster, and I have the conversation definitely around how Fluke pulls information and insights from companies and individuals, and then be able to incorporate them in their service offerings, the technology. What do you see on the horizon? Don't say AI. I know AI's there, but what are we talking about here?
So you said I mustn't say those two letters.
Say it, machine learning, ML.
I think it's, we've talked, Scott, a lot this week about with our partners, how do we do things better together?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that between everyone, the sponsors, the customers, and I think that collective and intentional desire to look at technology, look at the latest innovation. And you're right, it's beyond just AI. AI is absolutely a topic of the moment, but there is so much from when we look at our innovation roadmap with our partners, because innovation isn't not a solo experience. That collaboration you talked about, we have to do it together, and that's the magic our partners also bring. They, collectively we can look at the different technologies that we have. We listen to our customers, and we see how do we bring that all together to solve the problems that our customers have.
See, and it also fascinates me because once you start to say, yes, that's something that I'm really interested in, company-wise, Fluke, saying yes, then it goes through that process, a very stringent, very disciplined, process of saying, yeah, that's the technology, that's the innovation that I want. How do you keep that customer? Do you say, dear customer, we took your suggestion and we're going to incorporate that into our whatever tool. Thank you very much. Stand by, it's coming out. Do you guys is that the type of stuff that you do? I mean, gets down to that?
I mean, there's all of that. I mean, when we spending time with our customers, some of the best insight this week has been great. We're spending intense time with our customers, going to our customers' sites, even better. You're learning with and co-creating solutions with our customers on their sites. So I think it's that finding as much insights in as many ways as possible. I think that's where this team excels with our customers. And the customers we heard it last night. We heard it at lunchtime. Come and visit us. Come to our site. Come and see us in this city. Come and visit us in that city. When are we going to see you again? And I think every opportunity where we can exchange the ideas in real time, face to face, that's the magic. It's the face to face interaction. I think we're going to keep that iterating and keep sharing feedback. Yeah.
Now you're the chief marketing officer, right?
Yes.
What does that job entail when you have this always going on? This energy, how do you keep that tiger by the tail and create that cogent message, that message that is on point all the time? Because for my, maybe you're smarter than I am. That's for doggone sure. So I got overwhelmed. So how do you do that?
We had it well. I have a great team. We have a great team around me.
Yeah.
And they're all working. They're part of if you can hear any noise around here, they're part of the incredible people working away behind us. I think it's staying close to our customers again. They give us the energy to do better, to learn better, to listen, to figure out how do we continue to progress. And I think that's certainly, I'm going to talk about the Fluke Reliability team here, the Fluke team overall. They give us the energy to want to do more, to figure out, okay, how do we do more of this? How do we do better? That's where it comes from.
And to your point with the team is there's something special. So you must have an evaluation criteria that it's not it's not Scott MacKenzie getting hired by Fluke. You have some standards, right? How do you keep on backfilling this energy? What's that strategy? Is it just leadership? Is this a testament to leadership? Or what is it?
We have a very special culture at Fluke.
You do?
A really special culture. And I think, we talk about extraordinary teams delivering extraordinary results. And I think part of that is we consider our sponsors, we consider the partnership we have. Everyone is an extension of this team, an extension of the results, an extension of our obsession of delivering for our customers. And so the standards come from having great partners who want to work with us and deliver incredible impact.
You get sucked in.
You're one of them.
See, I get sucked in. I guess like a
It's
vortex.
hard. It's hard. We had a great keynote speaker today.
Yes.
I mean, he made me pause and gave me a lot to think about. And again, more of that. That's kind of what you want. You want to sit here and go, okay, let me sit and reflect on that. Yeah.
So I digress. F1 is a big fan. I'm a big fan of F1. But the reason I'm a big fan of F1 is that they take that car and they know everything that's happening, and it's like the zenith of asset management. They know everything that's happening, everything.
Obsess over every detail.
And that thing is optimized, and they're down to the hundredth of a second. That to me is like the greatest example of how manufacturing and other companies need to just really obsess over that.
Yeah. We heard a little bit about that in some of our customers speaking today around where they are obsessing around how do we make things better? How do we intentionally focus on things to move things forward?
Yeah. Let's talk, and whether you can shut me down.
Okay.
Shut me down. It doesn't matter. Shut me down. But have you already started discussions around 26?
Have we already started discussions? I couldn't. We had as we on my way to speak to you. Everyone's, when's the next one? When are you going to publish the date? So absolutely. We give us a couple of weeks, and then we will be sharing. It's hard. It's one of those things around how do we make what was happening this week even better for 2026. But that's the fun thing, is when you've got partners and our customers say, when's the next one? Where's the next one? When are we going to get together again? So we have we're on it. So watch the space. Xcelerate 2026, and we're going to be doing bigger and even better things collectively.
I love it. She was difficult to get on the hot seat. That's
the hot seat.
Yeah, she always avoided
but
me.
You've been busier this time as well.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Rode hard and put away wet. I'm doggone it. That's how do people get a hold of you? They're saying, I want to be involved with Xcelerate. I want to find out more.
Absolutely. LinkedIn is probably the best place.
Cha-ching. See, that's easy. See, I just grab the link and then I stick it on my website. You are wonderful. Always great to see you.
Thank you
Even though
so
it's an
much.
annual event, I just love it.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to have all the contact information for Sue-Ann out on Industrial Talk. Fear not. Reach out. This is a high priority connection right there. Make it happen, Captain. And if you're in the world of asset management, reliability, or maintenance, or all three, it doesn't really matter. You need to connect with Fluke Reliability. Fluke Reliability, go out to flukereliability.com, find out more. They are important to have as a partner. All right, we're going to wrap it up on the other side. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
You're listening to the Industrial Talk Podcast Network.
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing at Fluke Reliability, but Sue-Ann Prentice reflects that ongoing optimism of being able to really solve today's challenges, really from the heart. That was just a blistering conversation. That was great. And I just give the kudos to everybody at Fluke Reliability. Everybody's optimistic. Everybody's positive. Everybody has this real desire to help you in the world of asset management, maintenance, and reliability. If you are thinking about getting into that profession, you gotta connect with Fluke Reliability. They're absolutely off the chart. Great program too. Xcelerate, great place. All right, you know what I say: be bold, be brave, dare greatly. Hang out with Sue-Ann, and you're gonna change the world. You will be changing the world. We're going to have another great conversation shortly, so stay tuned.